And I see participant coming in. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're doing well, better than I do. So I apologize in advance for those who can hear it. I am a little sick, but hopefully this won't impact too much or Inspirational Thursdays today. So we'll wait just a couple of minutes before getting into it so that everyone can join. We're starting right on time otherwise. So yeah, I mean, what can I share with you? It's actually an important day for me today, just for the record, so you know. It, it is my birthday, so hopefully we'll have a great session. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you'll share the fun. But besides that, I mean, yeah, we're definitely going to look into sponsor campaign and see how you can drive value out of this. So I see more participants coming in. I think we'll just start. Actually, it is time, so the late joiners will arrive when they can. Okay, so word of explanation on myself and this series. For those who don't know, this is the Inspirational Thursday. It happens every 2 months. The idea is to inspire you, as the word implies. So this session is exclusively in English for now. And obviously, I'm going to give you a lot of examples and inspiration. Today is about selling Qualifio campaign to sponsors, partners, and advertisers. And hopefully you already know quite a bit about this and you're looking to get some inspiration. A word about myself. I've been working in Qualifio for over 3 years now, and I'm a customer care manager. Yeah, I am your webinar expert, the one presenting those on a regular basis. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into the presentation. A good news for today is it's actually that we're not going to have too much theory. This is mostly going to be about examples because the theory is quite basic, as you will see. So, sorry, went too quick. First, I like to start with a little quote from a cricketer. Don't ask me about the rules on cricket. I don't know. I like this quote. It's just don't ask cash from sponsors, but imagine what they want. Now, obviously, in terms of digital and with nowadays world cookieless, we have a great piece on our blog about this if you want to see, but I encourage you to go check it out. But cookieless world, GDPR, we know that collecting data is the challenge. We know that collecting data is what all the brands are about. And everyone is just about, yeah, first party data. How can I know my audience? So this is quite straightforward and don't have to imagine much. To figure out why is it valuable to use Qualifio. Because as you know, it's the main tool for collecting data. So why would you make other benefit from it? Obviously, the number one here is to monetize. Monetizing, bring new source of revenue. Since you are a user of the tool, you make campaign. Why not make some cross-sponsored campaign with partner or just plain revenue making with advertising. So we'll see the example and it will become clear, obviously. Another advantage is obviously a wider reach. If you're going through a partner, they definitely will probably have a different audience and they will have different publication channels. That means you can activate your campaign, you can make the promotion of your campaign reach a wider audience, essentially. Number three is obviously custom offering. So this goes both ways for the partner and for yourself. If you're making usual campaign and you want to step out the zone a little bit, just change, spice things up. Obviously, Qualifio helps you doing that because we have many formats. But this is also goes with the monetizing. If you want to offer new source of revenue, custom offering is a great advantage in the sponsored campaign. Now, obviously, great gifts. This should probably be number two. If you're partnering with, say, Disneyland, we're actually going to have one of an example with this. Obviously, offering Disneyland ticket, I don't need to explain to you why this will drive more participation. Value exchange, people are leaving their personal information. They like to be rewarded with something. So we see consistently the best performing campaigns are the one with great gifts. So don't hesitate, think of your audience, think of the audience of your partners, and try to make up what kind of gift can we actually drive. And obviously, as I said from my previous slide, engage, collect, segment. This is the same objective for you and for your potential sponsored partner. So you'll both benefit from such campaigns. Now, how we can do it? Well, and that's it on the theory after this. So as I said, it's quite short. Qualifio is actually meant for data collection, right? We know this. So obviously we have a lot of features that can help you out promoting those campaigns to your partners. So for example, and I've already mentioned it, the different formats that we have, obviously making a custom offering of digital experience for the audience. You also have a few integration, actually two to be precise, a webhook, and we're not going to get too technical, but you have technical integration available to potentially push directly the opt-ins to the participation to your partner. Well, I mentioned it already, the opt-ins. Obviously, you can add as many as you want. You know it in a Qualifio format, in the form precisely. You also have more options for your campaign. So you already know about the preview mode. When you're configuring a campaign, you can actually share this with whomever. And that means a sponsor or a partner. You can actually send them the link to your campaign. They can test it out. Well, great stuff, obviously. You have special temporary observer roles that allows your partner to go in the stats and check out the data as it goes. As you know, it's real time in Qualifio, so it's really convenient. And obviously design options, there's a number of design options to include your partner into the campaign. Oh, we'll see this with example, because I know you're dying to see them. So no more blah, blah, as we say in French. You can always find resources on our blog anyway. So now let's go into some examples. Sorry, I'm gonna take a sip. Trying to keep up with my voice. I'm being a bit sick, sorry guys. Okay, first example here, quite pretty, Elle, L'Oréal. So this is a personality test. Obviously, it was made by Elle, but with the L'Oréal partner, and for the gift, again, we mentioned it, for the gift, in this case, it was nail polish. Obviously, which Parisian are you? A couple of questions, you can see them on the right here. These were mostly visual, select a few options, then you get your profile and the best nail polish that correspond to your profile. So this has actually resulted in quite a decent amount of opted in, as you can see on the left. Just about 50% on both the newsletter for Elle and obviously the L'Oréal makeup designer Paris newsletter as well. So yeah, a quite nice example, and definitely in the tune, in the style of the audience. Now, in terms of personality test, we just saw with an actual product. Now, obviously, Amazon Prime, a bit more. Yeah, today's example, if you wish, Expressen, which is part of the Bonnier Group, is also has made basically a personality test to find out which series is for you to watch. You know, so again, same principle. The result was having an Amazon Prime subscription for a number of months. So I mean, you can imagine the rest. Just do a partnering, have a nice gift, and then do make a campaign in line with the theme. So another example on the personality test. As you know, the structure of these webinar is I'm going to show you a few examples, and then you'll have some FAQ. We will shoot the presentation at the end, so you will have access to these in case you want to replicate, in case you want to make it. You have the links there. So these drive to our FAQ section. You don't have to go too complicated either. This is a simple form. So it's made by RATP, the Paris transportation system, essentially, covering trains and subway and so on. So in here, what's interesting is mostly the activation, as you can see from the images on the right. Clearly it was simple form, but a great gift I mentioned it, the Disneyland Paris. So this campaign has quite a good success, and obviously with an activation like this, it definitely helps. So I cannot emphasize this enough. But activation is the key. If you want people to find out your campaign, they need to know about it. As you can see here on the down image, we have the bottom image. Sorry, we have a QR code accessing directly the digital form. On my left here, you can see that there's actually the opt-in both for RATP, RATP, I guess we could say, and and Disneyland Paris. Some FAQ time. I'm not going to cover those, just again to help you out when you want to make it. Another example is RTL. So in Belgium here, RTL is actually used to make quite a number of campaigns for their just for advertisement purpose. And in this case, we have CW, which is basically a brand, sorry, about framing and picture publishing. So yeah, in this case, obviously the choice of the format was key. They went for puzzle. And again, what we can see here on the right is an SSO connection. So interesting as well. Obviously, if you have an SSO, you are a media and people need to log in, you can always add to your form on top of the SSO the partner opt-in. So that's also important. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't make it if you have an SSO connection, obviously. So quite nice campaign, simple, basic, again, good gift. And this is, at the end of the day, mostly the recipe. Short interaction, lead collection, except the personality tests that are a bit more about segmenting. For the rest, it's just driving people to play and opt in. Another great example here is Orange in Belgium, this case, partnering with Xiaomi. So for those who don't know, I think most people will know by now, but it's a Chinese smartphone manufacturer. There's quite a number of them. So Orange is very smart to partnering with them because obviously they offer those smartphones on their shops. So there's like a double benefit here. In the case of this campaign specifically, Xiaomi did not, I don't know if it's the case today, but did not have a database in Europe yet. So there was no opt-in for Xiaomi. It was more about exposure, just showing up the phones, the new release of their latest 11T Pro. I have not been able to test it, so I can't really vouch for it. The format here was click on image. Click on image, more like missing object. So in this case, you had to find the Xiaomi logo into the screen. So quite nice. Again, you can see huge result in terms of participation, page views of the campaign, completion rate. Obviously, there was a phone to win, so that always helps. And again, activation is the key to drive people to know about your campaign. Phone promotion. When we talk about gamification, we've seen puzzle, we've seen a missing object. Another great example of that is Nesquik for the kids, always insisting on going outside, practicing sports, basically being active. So Nesquik has a great partnering with, you've recognized the Barcelona Football Club, and they make games. So we're all in the gamification here with some memories, some basically photo contest, upload your photos. And here as well was a missing object. You had to find the little Nesquik box into the image of the club. Obviously, we can see here, it's very important to do your branding in between your brand, obviously, and the partner. So these are some cool examples as well. Again, some FAQ to help you out on the game making. Here we have an example from TV3, sorry, in Sweden, with a little testimony. So thank you very much for obtaining this. I personally did not follow this account specifically, but I know this campaign for sure because it's been a great success, essentially around F1 races. And the idea was to find a partner who wants to offer great gifts and make the campaign more successful over the F1 course of the season. So Suzuki was the brand, being present. So essentially, they started this initiative. And what's important here is the recurrence. This happened for every race of F1 during the season. So I think the course of the entire series was 7 months, and they got over 47K participants, which is quite a decent number for the country. Again, maybe in France it's slightly different, but in here, in Sweden, it was a good result. So in terms of recurrence, this is quite important. You can, and that's an important thing to keep in mind. It doesn't need to be a one shot like we've seen on other examples, but it can also be a recurrent campaign. In here, we have an example from LOSC, so the football club, and Boulanger, which in France is sorry, tech shop. I bugged a bit there. Technology shop is essentially. So yeah, again, partnering and having those campaigns on a regular basis, because LOSC shoot these campaigns after match to basically elect the man of the match. And we can see the presence, obviously, of the partner all over the campaign, the kit, the jersey, and in the form as well. So if you're having recurrent campaign, think about, can one of my partner actually benefit from it? Can we offer a better gift through partnering or sponsoring with another brand? We're almost at the end. We need to mention it. The premium games within Qualifio are definitely a great attract for the last year over for our brands. And here we have Dr. Oetker for the go back to school time. For back to school time, so they're using a runner with a student, and there is a presence of Netflix in here, because obviously one of the gifts they managed to get was to get an 1-year subscription to Netflix. We've had the Amazon Prime a bit earlier. Now is Netflix. So this is a good game. Again, quite specific on this. Remember, you can't do it on your own. This will go through our studio team. Another example on the premium runner game, and we have other premium games, so you can check them out on qualifio.com. But this is AS Monaco, essentially doing a runner, so definitely in line with the type of activity. Football club, you had to collect the ball and avoid the tires, and this is it. This is the partner here. The tires is one of the partner from the team. So here you have it, a number of examples. So Anastasia will now run a quick, and I ask you to stay for just a few more minutes. Thank you, Anastasia. So you have a poll. I think it shows on my screen to answer which example did you find the most interesting, the most inspiring? And if you're missing anything, don't hesitate. You have the section on question. I see the personality test, actually quite a big success. If you have any question, don't hesitate in the section of comment, leave it there. I'll be happy to address it. I'm just going to go back here. That's the end for today. So we're finishing, just right on time. I think you get a bit more time on your hand. Good results. So thank you very much for your presence. I see the personality test as the most interesting part. So don't hesitate. We'll send a presentation, and you'll be able to access the FAQ and do it yourself. So if you can just leave us a little comment here on how you found this session. Thank you. I'll appreciate it a lot. I hope to see you in the next one. And do not hesitate if you have questions or comments, if you want your example to be in there, don't hesitate to reach out to me as well. And I wish you a very good rest of the day, productive and everything.